Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me, Oberon, with Goth Tarot. And it's my weekly look into our shadow issues. And lately, we've been exploring the concept of the energy sponge from the Cries of the Soul Oracle. So I'm going to speak about that more in a moment. But first, we're going to have an opening meditation from the Dark Light Oracle. Flight. Let's rise into the sky. Do not be scared anymore. Everything is going to be gentle and graceful. Now is the time for you to take flight. For a great big wild adventure is beginning. Your grace and magic are strong. You can trust them. They will lift you high. You are no longer bound to stay on the ground. Whole beautiful new horizons are awaiting to be discovered. Forget the rules you once learned. Now is the right time. You know it. You feel it in your guts. Do not waste one more minute. Take the leap. The sky is yours, and the trip will be so exciting. Affirmation. I listen to my inner magic and decide to fly high. I let nothing stop me. A whole new level is waiting for me. And once again, that was from the Dark Light Oracle, which I use often here on Goth Tarot. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, we have been working with the energy sponge concept, which comes from the Cries of the Soul Oracle. This is on the first episode of this month. I'm going to get the link right about here. And Banshee helps me with the first episode. So I'm just going to read briefly that essential affirmation from the energy sponge. I align my internal and external balance. It's important to remember that the energy sponge really soaks up all the other emotions and then kind of translates them into our own sphere of relativity, so to speak. So we're going to talk more about that in a moment. But so how are we dealing with this integration of this particular shadow aspect? For that, I'm going to throw a card from the Erethereal ShadowWork Tarot. And we use this here to update the main theme. It's the Nine of Pentacles. It's upright. So I could see this two ways. It could be saying that we're very comfortable where we feel we are in this process right now. But it could also be saying that we sort of want to hold ourselves in a little bit more of an aloof kind of mode here of sorts. You know, the Nine of Pentacles talks about somebody who is enjoying comfort of their home or of a sense of a security around them. And so it may be that we sort of have, to some degree, think we've figured it out and we're just sort of erecting a wall around us to keep out those other emotions that perhaps we're sponging off of. But is it a false sense of security? Maybe not. I mean, maybe this is what the goal was all about. Maybe moving to the Nine of Pentacles energy of feeling more comfortable also relates to the concept of having better boundaries with the energy sponge concept itself too. And then, of course, our opening meditation about flight. So this could be a sign that maybe this level of shadow work has progressed well, and that we've understood really how we need to deal with our over absorbing of other emotions and then kind of using them to hide or to distract, etc. So that's pretty good, I think. Okay, I think what I'd like to do now then is move to the dark antidote. And the dark antidote probably is not as necessary, but I wasn't sure where we were going with this. The dark antidote, I'm going to draw that from the Deadly Apothecary Oracle. And I've done it on these 4th sessions of the shadow work. So in doing this, what I'm looking at is that final idea about what you may have to do, you know, to totally tame this toxic kind of thing. As I mentioned before, you know, maybe walling yourselves off is not necessarily the total solution to the problem of being an energy sponge. Perhaps we need this dark antidote. Baneberry. Just ask? Question mark? Give me a moment to look that up. Baneberry, just ask. It's true that being bossy and demanding isn't nice, but neither is it good to be meek and sneaky. This plant medicine is a lesson in speaking up and not hiding your wants and needs. Baneberry is allowed to state what they want and would like. We all are, but then we let it go. We all are, but then we let it go. Knowing that we have stated our case and that our preferences have been heard and maybe considered. Baneberry has expressed and been true to ourselves, and in the end, this is what really matters. There I go. So that's kind of interesting. I have a feeling that this is really speaking up for yourself in terms of that idea of the being too complacent when you're being, in the middle of this energy sponge thing. Maybe what I get from the antidote is that you have to be willing to kind of challenge those boundaries or those people that are putting you in that position of having to have that boundary. I know it's really kind of confusing in a way. I would definitely want to consider more about that. So replay this. Also look again at the other episodes in this particular shadow work. I'm going to once again read from the moving forward section of the original card, the energy sponge. And then we're going to wrap it up with a final meditation and affirmation. In order for me to stop sponging up external enemies, you need silence. Sit in a peaceful spot and listen to what your thoughts and emotions are telling you. Think about recent disturbing events and visualize a bright bubble surrounding you and protecting you. You can also work on a particular chakras, the root chakra for fears about making a choice, the sacral chakra for negative emotional reactions, solar plexus chakra for upsetting thoughts, heart chakra for relationship problems, throat chakra for distressing conversations, third eye chakra if your intuition bothers you, and crown chakra if you can't let go. You are in control of your energies. And so I suppose it is possible to use the Baneberry to kind of stand up for yourself too in this respect. It really is about establishing boundaries. So we're going to conclude with maybe a little bit more of a meditation from the secret language of darkness. So this will be our wrap up, and hopefully it puts us, into a firm sense of closure here. Secrets, a relentless push to freedom. So I hope this will resonate for us. What are you hiding from yourself or the world? Secrets eat away at your energy and limit full access to your soul's wisdom. We all have desires that would make secret or shameful due to external influences from culture, family, or peer groups. But when we push our needs, wants, or instincts down, they find ways to move through our resistance and can surface in unpredictable ways. Repressed truth often creates denial, deception, or defiance. You may judge the very thing you are trying to conceal. There are instances where secrets or lies can help. However, in most cases, it's best to find a way to reconcile inner conflict before it hurts your self-esteem. Your soul will never judge you. Whether your experiences are good or bad, you still grow and expand with the world and the universe. Past experiences created this present moment, and have given you a choice and opportunities for growth and self-awareness. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Bring your hidden drives into the light, and they will teach you who you are. So I think in looking at that or listening to that and realizing, some of the stuff with the energy sponge, the way of absorbing things and kind of using them for your own purposes, it's important to realize that some of that may be covering up even other things you don't want to talk about, or other things you don't want other people to see. So there's a lot more work that probably needs to be done in this respect, and it probably wouldn't hurt any of us to review the previous segments and consider that. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Next week we will start off other shadow work, and it may bring this back, it may invoke this again. Like I said, I don't think it's necessarily done here, but I don't think it's going to be bad, continuing to work on it. That Nine of Pentacles was maybe the idea that you can find a comfort zone to be still able to work with this. And the ultimate portent of the flight is that you will find a way to rise above this. So keep hope alive and think about what those issues are with you being an energy sponge, and what you may be using that for to cover up something else, really. Sponges are really kind of encompassing one way or the other, whether they gather in or whether they release. All right, everybody, I'll see you next time on Goth Tarot. Don't forget to watch our live session tomorrow night, 7 to 9, the Oberon's Outlook on Emotional Exchanges for relationship and emotional readings on Friday morning at 7 o'clock, the Happy Hour, which is a live reading at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, Banshee's Material Matters at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, and then live again Sunday afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m. All times are Eastern Standard, and we hope to see you. Thanks for your support.